Hello. I gotta start moving my mic before I unmute. Anyway, hello. So, let me just press play. We'll get this started. So, I am eating dinner. Oh, I have to actually do a game capture. I believe my dog wants to go outside. All right. Pause on many things. Capture any full screen. Oh, great. That's already there. Everyone sit here for a second while I go figure out if Faye needs help. Of course this is happening. Listen to the music and I'll be right back. Hello, I'm back. Okay. Normal. It definitely captured it before, but oh, there it is. Okay, great. I can remove that one. Oh, cool. So when I click away, it does turn off the sound, but let me... Sound mixer... It's way too loud on my end. I forgot to turn it down again. I need to, like... toggle some buttons on my keyboard for it, but I don't have my right keyboard still. So let's see if I can... Oh shit. Oh fuck. Okay, hold on. Stop everything. Stop the game. Exit the game. I don't speak... We're gonna need to... I need to change the language, okay? I need to figure out how to change the language. Give me a second. I should have figured this out before, but playing this game was a little, like, impulsive. Frankly. Oh, God. Google Translate. Image. I thought I had this app from the last level 5 thing. I did. I deleted it because, like, I don't need that. I don't want it. I don't want it on my phone, but I do, Well, it's just me here hanging out, and any lurkers. I do need to be able to figure out how to do this. And I don't think blindly clicking is, the way to go. I just need to know, like, which buttons to click. But I did have a friend who played this game who who recommended it to me. So I there has to be a way. Translate. It says main menu. Okay. Go back. Thank you. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how to use this app. Oh, I don't want to search. I want you to translate. This is apparently Chinese mainland. Game settings. That's size. English. There we go. We did it. Okay. Everything is at the top, which is good. Full screen. There's voices. We might end up disabling that because I would not be surprised if it's in Chinese. because that makes sense. But we'll turn it off. We might turn it off if it is. Yeah, now we can play. We are a small game studio in China, limited in language skills. Despite our best efforts, errors in translation may still exist. Should you encounter any such mistakes during gameplay, please let us know. Email address. There you go. Well, this is very, very well written. So I'm sure that they did a great job. I do think that their logo in English just looks sillier, and that's not on them. That's on English not being, as aesthetically pleasing in this style. So, you know, it's just funny to me. It takes up so much more space. Wear headphones for an enhanced game experience. No problem. Ooh, blood. We're already starting off swell.
How many times have you
it's in
returned to this
English!
point?
That's exciting.
I have not counted.
I wonder if they always had English dub or if they maybe added this.
3
Regardless, that's
years.
really cool for them. I hope that
You're here almost
they've
every
succeeded, because
single
it does
night.
look really cool. Hello, Sarah.
And as time goes by,
I've owned this for
your
a
memory
while.
is beginning to fade.
Your memory! My friend just played it and recommended it, so
Don't stand in
that's
my
I've
way.
owned it for a hot second. I bought it at the same time as I bought
How
the
long I linger here, no
little
matter how deep the truth is hidden. in
other
the
farming sim
shadows.
we sometimes play. Deadly Hospital,
I will.
very BBC Sherlock. I'm kidding.
Find it.
I'm kidding. Deadly Hospital fire claims lives of 20 patients. Ooh.
Then I
Okay,
guess
cool. I'm glad you like it. I'm excited to play it. I just wanted to do something that wasn't a sim tonight.
Time
Oh,
to lose.
well, that,
The key to the case
yeah?
is that book.
Oh? Love a book. Love a book. This is what I expected. I expected that the dialogue would probably be in Chinese, so I'll probably turn it off. I am eating, so I'm muting myself when I eat. But so if you're seeing my guy bouncing and not hearing anything, it's because I'm eating. So, yeah. I don't have voices right now, obviously. We got there. I inked a pact. I inked a pact with death. I love that line. That's such a strong line. Awaited his arrival patiently. Sorry. I inked a path with death is such a good, strong... It's not technically the opening line, but if you think of the beginning as like the prologue, and this is the first chapter, that would be kind of, in a way, one of the first lines of the story. And I think that's such a strong opening. I've been thinking a lot about words and writing lately, even though I haven't been writing myself. So you'll have to forgive me if I'm a little weird tonight. I also have a ring stuck on me, so I'm gonna have to get some lotion later. Awaited his arrival patiently. I do think I said that. Tonight he finally knocked on my door. Knock, knock. Come on, ring. Oh, this really is good. Oh. Damn. Well, that sucks. Ah! Oh, no! Yeah, that is not great. It's not, it's not awesome for you. Unexpected misfortune, chapter 1. Unexpected misfortune may be an understatement. Hi! Ooh. Open up! If you won't open these doors, we're breaking in. Up! Wow. Uncle? Oh no, what in the... How could this possibly be? I don't know how to get to the title, the menu yet. I'm gonna turn it off after, because I do think that some people are gonna be annoyed that I'm talking and that you're hearing the Chinese at the same time. So, no. Master Lo. And if I say any names wrong, I apologize. I'll try to look some of them up if I don't know how to pronounce them. 30 minutes later, Lord, the murderer is sleeping like a baby at the scene of the crime. There we go. Gonna disable voices. Thank you for your beautiful voice acting, but I think that it's gonna bother people. It might bother me that I'm speaking over it. My head is spinning. I can't seem to clear my mind. I want you to open your shirt. That's such a strange blood splatter on the front. Such a tiny one.
The murderer? Could he be talking about me?
Yeah, this is unfortunate. Tap the left and right arrow keys or A and D to control movement.
Oh, okay. Stay still and quit moving, you murderer.
Yeah, okay.
No, it was not me. I'm just a detective. I came here to... I know you're lying. How dare you kill Master Lo?
Wait, so the opening guy was in more modern clothes, wasn't he? Because he had photographs. Interesting. Fun fact, the voiceover is in the language the character would be speaking, so the text is always what you set, but the dialogue switches. Oh, that's so cool and interesting. So, does that mean the guy at the beginning spoke English? What if I... Because, like, that makes me want to leave the voices on, but I think it's going to be annoying and confusing to people. We'll leave it off for now. But I love that fun fact, and it makes me want to have them on, even though it might not be the best choice for the stream. Because I really like that.
Calm down, Officer Ma. Allow him to finish. We need to verify his true identity.
I'm Shen Chongping. Ugh, I don't know about that. A traveling detective. I don't know if I got that right. Shen Chongping. I think yeah. My assistant, Fu, and I arrived in this town late last... There's no late there. Last night to obtain clues on an old case. Hold on. Let me pull up my best friend, Forvo. Hello, Nate. Oh, I think maybe Carter's home? Someone just went outside. Oh, nope. You know what? That was probably Cole bringing in Faye. Dang, she was out there for a hot second. Ooh, tofu snack. Hell yeah. Can I have some? I am eating dinner, but what if I also had some? What if we had it together? Vanilla and tofu marinades? No. Now I want to try.
Our steamship broke down midway, and we struggled until late to reach shore. Check out this guy! I can't believe he got here so late. That's because somebody fried the ship's generator.
That's the shipmaster's fault. I warned him.
You shouldn't be allowed to go near a generator.
Crying person. Hello.
Huh? There's a young lady crying over there.
Space, yes.
Excuse me, miss. Are you alright?
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Huh? Why'd she run away? Perhaps it is a delicate matter.
Well, let's continue on our way then.
By the way, that novelist you're visiting,
is he really related to the open case?
I think it could lead to the breakthrough we need.
I started eating because I'm hungry.
But I gotta voice them.
Everyone's just gonna be eating a little.
This must be the novelist's place. I'll see you later.
Where are you going? What? You don't want me to come?
You need to find the parts to repair the generator.
Alright. Come back soon. I'm off then. Oh. Hold and press and hold shift to walk. Oh, okay, they're letting me run now. Got it. Knock knock.
Who goes there? It's late. I'm Shen Chongping. I have an appointment with Mr. Lo to meet today. My journey was delayed by a storm en route. I did not wish to miss our appointment, so I took the liberty of arriving at such a late hours.
That would annoy me more, man. I guess you can't, like, leave, like, a phone call and be like, hey, my bad, let's meet up tomorrow. If it was, like, 10 p.m., if it was, like, 8 or 9 p.m. and you showed up and knocked on my house door and we're like, sorry about that, I'd be like, go away. Let me sleep.
Shen Chongping, have we met before? We've never met in person. We've always communicated through letters. Oh, I see. One moment. Come on in, Mr. Shen.
I was trying to have him walk, but I hadn't pressed space, so I was just like, why is he not walking? Whoa, check out this fit. Love to see it.
Please wait a moment, Mr. Shen. I must finish writing the story on hand. I do not wish to break my train of thought. No need to worry, I shall bide my time and await for yours. It's cold in the evening. Could I trouble you to close the door and hang the latch for me?
Oh, so was that thing he was writing at the beginning, like, I inked a pact with death, was that his story?
Maybe.
What's these? Oh, mirror.
A Western-style mirror. It seems out of place compared with the other furniture in this room.
Let me... Oh, well, this locked wardrobe surely isn't relevant.
A wardrobe slightly taller than a person. A lock hangs from the handles.
That can't be relevant.
There are piles of old books underneath the novelist's bed. They are covered in dust, which means that he has not read them in quite a while.
Don't call him out like that. We've all been there. Alright, I think we have to talk to... How do I say his name? Sorry, brief pause while I use my friend Forvo. No, autocorrect, no, I know how to say pro. Oh my god. The mobile app is not great. Not Spanish, not Italian, not Lithuanian, Mandarin Chinese.
Hey.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Just wanted to check. I get paranoid. I blame my job. My old job.
It's cold and windy in the evening. Could I trouble you to close and latch the door?
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, good point. Me when I close and latch the door.
The door has been closed. Please be at ease.
Yeah, why'd you walk into the house and then leave the door open, man?
I came here today on account of an important matter. Have you ever heard of the peculiar case that happened in London 3 years ago? Let's take our time to talk about this case. You must be tired from traveling afar. I'm sure you haven't had anything to eat yet. There are some local rice cakes on the chest beside me. Please, I insist, have a taste.
I would love some.
Then it would be rude of me to decline. There are a few pieces of translucent pastries on the plate. Me right now. I'm quite hungry. Perhaps just one piece.
Are they drugged? No, wait, these rice cakes. Was I right? I got that like seconds before. I was like, wait a minute.
That is what had happened. After I ate the cake, I lost consciousness until you all arrived.
Hey, Ninji! We're solving murders.
So you were saying you fainted inside this room because someone had drugged you?
Love a character getting drugged.
That is correct. I told you not to weasel. Even if you were drugged, the only possible murderer is you. I've got ironclad proof. There's no way I'm wrong. Officer Ma, would it be possible to ask you to elaborate on what the ironclad proof is? How dare you trying to provoke me? I don't know. Truth fears no questions. Surely the judge also wants to see your proof to avoid misjudgment.
I don't know much about Chinese, like, judicial practices, especially not in this time period. So, this will be a fun learning experience for all of us. You might say, Taya, a bunch of this might not be accurate. To which I say, I don't know about inaccurate ones either. So, this is still going to be a fun time for us.
Lope Pei is a local celebrity. I must account for this properly to the townspeople. That one is one that didn't get translated in the most seamless way. Probably I must account this properly to the townspeople. Tell us what you know then, Officer Ma, just so I could be at peace with this arrest. Fine. Just so you know how you got caught.
I like that his thumb twitches. That's kind of fun. Oh, that's so cool. I'm very excited about that. I'm very excited immediately. That is really cool. That's so fun. Oh, I love history so much. Nate can tell you this. When I was at an orientation, not an orientation, I was at like a college thing for my current school, and they were telling me like the breakdown of like the different like tracks for my job, which my degree, which I'm not going to specify specifically because it's narrow. But one of them was a dual major with that in history, where you would end the program with 2 masters, and it's basically an entire additional year and like almost twice as much money, and you have to do a thesis. And I'm sitting there and I was like, do I do it? Do I do it? And Nate was like, no, what the fuck? No. Like, it's an entirely separate application with like different questions and stuff. And I was like basically ready to apply for like school. And Nate had to be like, you're not going to get a dual degree in history. What the fuck are you talking about? I haven't taken a history class since high school, and I think it's slowly killing me. By the way, my quick pause while we think about my near bad life choices, because I need to take this ring off. I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose it for real. I will have to wash that ring later. My hands sometimes swell, and that one ring I can never get off. Listen. I want to be in that kind of class again so bad, and part of that is because I'm currently taking 3 different fundamental classes, so it's nothing like in my area. It's all like very basic stuff, and it's driving me nuts. I'm not having a great time so far, and I just need to get to the next semester. We are like officially, we're like almost halfway through. We're like 6 of 14 weeks, if not, I think we finished 6 of 14. I think that sounds right. But oh my god. But yeah, I'm trying to see if I can do a little bit more history with mine. But I have to ask around a little bit, and I'm not going to do 2 degrees. It's fine. Anyway, fine. Just so you know how you got caught. Oh wait, I read that already. It's fine. Also, Ninji, live your truth. But also, grad school is so expensive and tiring and exhausting. That's the thing. Like, I'm so tired already that I'm like, I don't know if I would have been able to handle it doing that dual degree program. But also, what if you do something crazy? Deduction! Hell yes. Reasons for suspecting Chen Ping? I don't even remember his name. It flashed really quickly.
Judge Chang, it is simple. Up until we found the corpse, this room was completely sealed off.
Sealed off? Shen Changping. I did get that wrong. I got very lucky. Most of my grad school is paid for by scholarships that I got, but oof. Surely it won't hurt you. Surely. I will say I briefly looked into like exchange program stuff, but I'm gonna sneeze. But the way my scholarship works, it would not be something that like is possible for me, which I am kind of sad about, admittedly. I'd love to go to other places. I'm just so aware of how US American I am, and it makes me really paranoid almost. I'm like, and like, not that it's all about me, just like I have a lot of anxiety, so it's something I'm like very overly aware of like, do people want me in the vicinity? But also, any type of language barrier is really hard for me as someone with allergies, because I have a nut peanut allergy. So I would not feel comfortable going anywhere without someone who relatively fluently spoke the language, who could basically always speak for me. A lot of places, like especially in Europe, like a lot of people do speak English, but I would not feel comfortable risking which is wild for me to say because I make silly risks with allergies a lot, but it's just one of those things where, like, the last thing I need isn't to be in a country where I don't speak enough of the language and to have an allergy attack, like, you know, an allergic reaction in, like, Spain, where I kind of speak some of the language, and my brother speaks more of the language, and his fiance is fluent, and, like, her family is Spanish. That's different. But, like, most, like, Japan or something, that's a huge risk, you know? So, yeah. Anyway, sealed off.
The window frame prevents anyone from entering or leaving through it. The door was bolted from the inside. If I hadn't broken the latch with my kick, we wouldn't have even been able to get in. Which means that the murderer could only be somebody who is already in the room.
Gotta love a locked room murder case. They're starting with the classics.
And that somebody is you.
I got drugged.
How could this be?
Surely it has nothing to do with the lock on the wardrobe.
The room was sealed off, and I was the one who hung the door latch. Ain't the truth as clear as day now? Won't you just confess already? Officer Ma's deduction seems quite precise. I believe there has been no misjudgment. Mr. Shen, unless you are able to provide conclusive evidence to prove your innocence, I'll have no choice but to give orders to take you into custody.
Literally.
Both my hands are tied. How am I supposed to find evidence in such a short time? Calm down, Shen Changping. This problem can be solved through observation and reasoning. All actions are bound to leave a trace on the scene. I am absolutely sure that I did not murder the victim. Someone is trying to frame me. So I will be able to find a contradiction within the traces left behind at the scene.
Love a contradiction.
Before I answer Judge Chang's questions, I need to carefully observe the scene first.
Okay. I can eat while we observe. Crime scene investigation.
A short blade stained with blood. This should be the murder weapon, found within my grasp and now seen as evidence against me.
Okay.
The victim died facing upwards with multiple wounds on his chest, clothes stained with blood. My hands and feet are tied, so I can't get any closer to see any other details of the corpse.
Okay.
The blood on my sleeve most probably belongs to the deceased. It seems like there's also blood on my back as well. Quit moving, you pug! What are you trying at?
I don't know what his voice is doing. So, do we think that he fell on him while bleeding?
Officer Ma, could I trouble you to help me take off my coat? Oh, how dare you order me around! I would like to take a look at the back to see if it also is stained with blood. Indeed, Mr. Shen, there are blood stains on your back. It's gotta be Master Lo's blood.
Okay. Oh, right, we're in a mirror.
I can see my reflection in the mirror. My face is pale and I look quite dreadful. I do somewhat resemble a murderer.
Nice, buddy.
The victim died facing upwards, clothes stained with blood. Okay, where is this last thing I need?
It's gotta be obvious, but...
Several long, continuous blood splatters on the floor. They are cast-off blood patterns, patterned blood stains. Knowledge unlocked. There is an evident gap within the 3 longest blood stains.
How could this be? Someone was laying there.
A gap in a blood stain is most likely caused by
something being removed. And it's gonna be you, isn't it?
the disruption of the blood stain was likely because something blocked the path of the splatter. The appearance of a gap shows that something that was once there has been moved.
We did it!
Have you found evidence that can prove your innocence?
I love this guy's outfit.
This piece of evidence will be able to prove my innocence.
Here's proof. Here's proof. Evidence is the key to everything. LOL. Successfully presenting evidence, probably at some point. The little thing cuts off. Officer Ma is a person able to kill someone with a dagger while having his back towards them. What is this? Oh, it's a glossary, and our knowledge is about cast-off pattern bloodstains. Let's read. Cast-off pattern bloodstains are created when blood is released or thrown from a blood-bearing object in motion onto a surface. Linear or arc-shaped in general, they are often distributed on surfaces situated in higher locations, such as the upper end of wall and ceilings. At times, the same cast-off pattern bloodstain, that was my fault, will span across two surfaces. That is, the ceiling and the wall and the floor, etc.
Of course not. If so, this blood-stained coat will be able to prove my innocence.
Gasp!
So this coat ain't yours?
It is mine. I am wearing it. Good job.
What kind of nonsense is this? With dagger and blood, you're still saying you ain't guilty.
With dagger and blood is definitely like a book title, right? With dagger and blood. That's a book title. That's a book title.
Mr. Shen, how does this blood-stained coat prove that you're innocent? Take a look at where the blood stains are. They appeared on the back, and not across the chest. So what does that imply? It implies that I had my back towards the victim when his blood was spilled. As my back is facing the victim, I am unable to raise a dagger to stab his chest. You must have turned your clothes inside out when you committed the murder.
Fair enough, I guess.
Such trickery is nothing new to me. Officer Ma, please look here. The floor has multiple cast-off pattern bloodstains, including one with noticeable gap. It shows that there was once something there that had been moved later on. It was me. Did someone mess with the crime scene? That something was probably me.
Oh yeah, we saw this before.
If I am right, the bloodstain on my back should be able to match the bloodstain on the floor. This will prove that I was unconscious on the floor during the time of the crime. I would not have been capable of stabbing him to create such bloodstains as I laid on the floor. There is some truth to that. I took a bite because I was hungry. Therefore, the truth of the matter is, after the murderer killed Pei, he planted the dagger in my hands to frame me for his crime.
Why did I think it was pie for a second? It's Pei, right? I'm getting paranoid.
Even while you are completely tied up, you are still able to calmly analyze the crime scene. Mr. Shen, that's impressive. It seems that you really are a detective.
Fact unlocked, detective.
You flatter me, Judge Chang, so my suspicion has finally been cleared. As the only two people in this room, if you ain't the murderer, you saying he killed himself.
Hey, Nikki! Alright, there we go. I was hoping to see if I could figure that out on my own, and I couldn't. Detective. Woo! Yay. Ugh, Twitch. Detective. The Chinese word for detective appeared in the Song Dynasty, 960 to 1279. I don't know why I forgot how to say numbers. At the latest. The latest. Originally used as a verb, meaning to inspect and inquire, the word was later developed to also be used as a noun. For example, the arms mentioned in the memorandum for the reappraisal of matters in Ji-town, written during the Ming Dynasty, included detective, which is equivalent to scouts in modern times. By the end of the Qing Dynasty, that's Qing, right? It has been so long since I did anything for China talked about anything in China that I have forgotten how a lot of sounds are pronounced, and this is on me, but oh no. And the beginning of the Republic of China, with the emergence of large quantities of detective fiction, such as Detective World, I don't know that, and the stories of Sherlock Holmes. The term detective had evolved to refer specifically to investigators working on a case. Okay, great. Hello, Nikki. Welcome. Doubt raised. Did Lo Pei commit suicide? Pei. Now I don't trust myself. Now I don't trust myself.
Pei.
It's Pei. QXZ's Romanized Chinese words always trip me up so bad. Yeah, I'm doing my best. I really am doing my best. But I'm always learning, and like Chinese Mandarin has never been a language that I had been like trying to learn. So like, unless I specifically know how a thing is said, I'm usually gonna have to look it up. I was fighting for my life every time I presented my Chinese documentary class. Oh no. Gonna be honest, I forget if G is Gi or G. I don't know how to say that, but I think that makes sense. I just don't know if I know how to say it. It might be hard to look up on Forvo. We can give it a shot. Shorter phrases tend to be really difficult. It auto-corrected to hi. It's not hi. Hi, bod. You don't have to worry about it, Nikki. It's okay if you don't get it. I'll get it in a second once I look this up if you don't. That's Lithuanian. That's Japanese. Albanian. Mandarin Chinese. There we go. This is... Hello?
星级
G.
技术
G. It's like G. It's not G, but it is G. I'm not saying it well. I'm sorry. Okay. If I want to find out the truth, I need to thoroughly investigate the crime scene. Nothing bothers me more when I try to say a word in another language and my mouth doesn't know how to make those sounds. It makes me sad. However, with my hands and feet tied, it is impossible for me to investigate. Thank you, Nikki.
Officer Ma, how about we untie him? Lord, what if he... Rest assured, Judge Chang, I will not leave this place until we get to the bottom of this case. If you try any funny business under my nose, you'll pay for it.
Okay. We're allowed to move. I need to investigate the crime scene as quick as possible. I can't miss a single detail. I'm trying to eat. My white ass was pulling up to class and trying to read names terms correctly in a front class full of native Mandarin speakers. Oh no! I'm sure they appreciated your attempts, but also I'm sure they were like, ooh, that's wrong. That's so rough. I'd be having a terrible time. It does a little bit, Nikki. One of these days, I'm really gonna commit to learning Tagalog. I swear. It's on my to-do list, but you have to go... Tagalog is not as easy to learn as Spanish, which I'm currently learning, and I want to get further along in Spanish before I hop over to Tagalog. Yeah. But also, we might be going to the Philippines, and not a lot of people in the Philippines speak exclusively Tagalog anymore, but I would like to know a few things. Anyway, throughout investigations, I will surely encounter many doubts. I should think carefully. Yeah, it's not today, that's for sure. I have to get good at it. I'm going to Spain. Because Cole and Rebecca are having a wedding in Spain. This is Lo Pei's corpse. Should I commence an autopsy now? Let's do maybe later. Let's look around a little first. Book box. The wooden box is filled with books that Lo Pei published. Ghost in the Well, Bells and Bones, Mysterious Echo, The Confined Room Mystery. What? No, read the last one. What's the last one? Unfortunately, this copy of Confined Room Mystery is not the original manuscript. Luckily, like, because Rebecca's family is, like, really, like, entrenched in the like Spanish, like in like the village where they live. Like they're deep in it, like local politics and stuff. Lots of like running festivals and whatnot. Luckily for Cole, at least, like he is like the weirdo US American, but he's like the weirdo US American who's bad at Spanish, who is also like marrying like a beloved community member. So like they're being judged. He's being judged, but like a little bit, a little bit like in a, oh, well, he's trying kind of way. He's doing his best, but he's not very good yet. He's way better than he used to be, of course. I'm working on this film this week with a crew that is almost entirely in French. Oh no. French, you want to talk about people judging if you're able to speak a language? The French? Why are they so judgy? They're so mean. Unfortunately, this copy of the Confined Room Mystery is not the original manuscript. You like the Confined Room Mystery too? The reason why I came to visit Lope was to speak with him about this book. And now we're in a Confined Room Mystery. You know no French. Good for you. Love that. French are jerks. French Canadians are, well, some are very sweet as long as you try. And then you can't even get into the Parisians. Ugh. You got good taste. The death scenes in the Confined Room Mystery were absolutely stunning. Officer Ma, do you know where the inspiration of this book comes from? Ain't got a clue, but Master Lo was an extraordinary fella. Anything could have inspired him. Yeah, city French are bad. But if we're talking about good storytelling, it's gotta be Swordsman's Case. It's a real dang shame we'll never get to read the next volume. Oop, rip. Okay, we will talk to other people later, but... Lope's desk is placed in front of the window. When I met him last night, he was bent over his desk writing the entire time. Let me take a look at what he had on his desk. Hey, what do you think you're doing? Quit moving around. I need to examine the desk and see if there are any clues. What the hell are you, what do you think I'm doing? Who knows if there are any unpublished manuscripts sitting on the desk? You can't just go snooping around and touching stuff. Officer Ma, I understand your concerns, but I merely wish to investigate. I'll be careful. You better be. I'll be keeping a close eye on you from right here. You could just, like, watch. I was frantically shoveling food into my mouth. A common white glazed candlestick. There is still half a stick of unburned candle on the top. Oh, okay. This is a pile of blank rice papers in the drawer with a paperweight on top. Next to the papers are 2 new pens, 3 candles, and a box of matches. There's also a small box. It's an ink cartridge made of tin holding a half-used ink blot. Here's a book titled The Tales of the Moon Colony. Woo! Not your hot dog! There are several magazines underneath it, all of which are illustrated fiction. A stack of newspapers, various issues of Shanghai News, have all published Lope's work. Tales of the Moon Colony can be rated as the ancestor of Chinese science fiction. Oh no! Written by Huangjiang Daisao? I don't think I said that right, but I tried, and I will look it up later because I'm immediately interested. It was serialized in illustrated fiction between 1904 to 1905 with a total of 35 chapters and no ending. This is gonna haunt me. The subject of the novel is a peculiar balloon in which the main character travels across the sea in search of his wife and children whilst encountering aliens from the moon. This novel combines vernacular styles of traditional novels with the essence of science fiction, creating a work of high artistic value in the late Qing dynasty. Huangjiang Diaosu. We're gonna say that one's correct. I got closer that time. This would haunt me. But also I want to read it. Hold on. Tales of the Moon Colony? Let me write that down. Listen. I'm all for reading old shit. You know this. No ending, though. Ugh. I wonder how, like, I wonder what the last one is. I bet this haunts people. Because it already haunts me, you know? Me right now. I feel slightly less bad because I'm like, damn, you know what? It's okay. I'm still here to finish it. I did not mean to circle that. A rack with 4 calligraphy brushes hanging on it. A piece of oil paper underneath the rack. I'd love to be able to do calligraphy, but I drag my hand on everything. The ink on one of the calligraphy brushes has not dried out yet. I know how you're supposed to hold it. I'm bad at it. A stack of books on the table, including The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. Hell yes. We could obviously tell that this guy likes Sherlock based on his outfit before, but I do love seeing my guy. I need to read Kaguya. Yes, I know. I also need to. I can't believe I haven't. Ugh. I have to. I have to. It feels like required reading for myself. Like I've missed an assignment on myself that I haven't. Fact unlocked. We are reading all the facts. I don't care. We're reading all the facts. I'm having a great time with them. Late Qing Dynasty detective fiction. By the end of the Qing Dynasty, under the influence and intervention of new ideas, Chinese people were increasingly eager to explore Western culture. During this time, novels easily became new favorites due to their accessibility and widespread publication, amongst which Western detective fiction, with its intricate plots and ingenious case designs, became the top choice for the majority of people. The Stories of Sherlock Holmes was a big hit ever since it was first translated into Chinese and published in the Current Affairs newspaper in 1896. I love that, like, fucking everyone loves Sherlock Holmes. I love how many cultures really latched onto, like, this weird detective guy who's just, like, real into the details, and we're like, fuck yes, more of this, please. Like, it's great. Like, so many cultures are really into Sherlock Holmes, and I find it... I just like it. I like it a lot. I also like Sherlock Holmes. Yeah, everyone liked that. A frame on the window that would stop a person from climbing in or out. No traces of scaling. We're missing one thing. Is it this? A simple square-shaped inkstone. There are several plum blossoms engraved on one side. There is a layer of residual, why'd I say it like that? Literally, Rip to Conan Doyle, everyone loved your book but you. I know you hated that man, but he's my best friend, so sorry you had to unkill him because everyone was so mad at you. There's a layer of residual ink on the inkstone that is starting to harden into a gelled state, not jellied. Completed. I'm gonna eat well. Something's missing. Nothing useful on the desk. However, I felt something was unusual about it. It seems like something is missing. What could it be? I actually know what it is. So what's missing is the thing he was writing last night. No, I know exactly which interview you're talking about, Nikki, where she's like, she says something like, I guess women, like, really want to fix him or something? Like, I don't know. Maybe they just, like, want to fix Howell. Maybe that's why everyone is obsessed with him. They shouldn't want to fix him, but maybe that's it. And everyone's like, I don't want to fix him. Whatever is wrong with that guy, I'm obsessed with it. I would love to write a character that I, like, kind of despise, and everyone is like, yes! Just because I think it's funny. Did Lope commit suicide? Lope and I were alone in the locked room. I didn't kill anyone. If so, then Lope committing suicide would be the only possibility. However, he could not have framed me for his death after committing suicide. True. I was also one of the first things I thought of Nikki. I was like, this is just like Gojo. And then I was like, no. but a little bit. You really put him in that box for as long as humanly possible. Perhaps I will be able to find some answers from Lope's corpse. Okay. Let me try to pick the lock open. I give up. He said, I can't stand this guy, box time. And then pretty much as soon as he got out of that box, Who was like, we gotta get rid of him again. If only... Did we decide it was Afu? Forvo's not loading. We're going with Afu for tonight. He is very skilled in things like this. There are piles of old books underneath the novelist's bed. They are all covered in dust. We read this before. A walnut bedside table. There are books and several old newspapers on top. Within the bedside table are undergarments and such. One of these newspapers carried the news of Lopez publishing his novel. The hiccups, oh no. The photo on this newspaper. The one on the left is Lopez, and the one on the right seems to be the lady we saw last night. According to this, the young lady is Liu Pai Cheng. Liu Pai Cheng. Alright, Forvo, please. This is important. Nope, not on Forvo. Oh my god. Autocorrect is really killing me, guys. It's been worse lately. It's been worse. Liu Pai Chang. Yeah, that's what we're going with. Is the editor who helped him publish his books. Oh, okay. We're learning. There were several pieces of rice cakes on this plate, but now they're all gone. We only ate one. And we immediately passed the fuck out. This is Lopez's corpse. Should I commence an autopsy? Yeah, let's do it. Well, she ran away crying, so that's not great. Use the Whoop. His mustache is crooked. Upon further inspection, there's glue on the underside. Love it! The mustache shape looks Western, not Han Chinese. Apparently, the deceased is wearing a fake mustache. He's going full Sherlock. They're pronouncing the names for me. God damn. I've been thinking about turning it back on, so I might see if I find it distracting or not, so we'll see. His chest is stained with blood. Among the 3 evident stab wounds, 2 were fatal. The wound is small and deep. The shape of the wound is consistent with the blood-stained dagger. No, it's okay. That's fair enough, Nikki. But it is this specific voiceover would be in Chinese. The locations of the 3 stab wounds are irregular and in different directions as well. There are no abnormalities found on the limbs of the deceased. No hesitation wounds or defense wounds are present on any part of his body. That is quite peculiar. Hesitation wounds, also known as tentative cuts, refer to a series of self-inflicted shallow cuts made by people considering a suicide attempt. I should have given a trigger warning before the final cut that causes death. These non-lethal cuts may be due to psychological contradictions, trying out the weapon to test its sharpness, experiencing feelings of pain, etc. Sorry, that is quite peculiar. A faint fragrance can be smelled from the hair of the deceased. The scent isn't from flowers, incense, or cologne. It seems to resemble a similar smell to camphor wood. Interesting. What is... There is white powder on the collar of the deceased. Feels like something made from glutinous rice. These are crumbs from the rice cake. It seems that Lopez had eaten a rice cake before he died. So did some... But why would he eat it if he knew what... We'll find out. The deceased is in his undergarments and his coat is gone. I have searched the entire room for it, but it is nowhere to be found. He was wearing a coat, you're right. If this room is a locked room, how could the coat disappear into thin air? They are not up yet. I have to get through, like, all of Zero Escape first, but that's gonna be my goal for March, is to finish AA4 and do Zero Escape, but I have not uploaded them yet. I am so behind on VODs. I really am. I meant to catch up and I have not yet. Yeah, we're really far behind on it. Okay, there you go. Okay, we got a Coroner's Apprentice. Death by stabbing. No defense wounds, wore a fake mustache. Only just an underground, hair spelled, blah, blah, blah. I've completed investigations on the corpse. I need to reconsider relative clouds of doubt. Here, I want to show, at least for a little bit, let's enable the voice. And then... Defense wounds are refer to injuries inflicted upon the victim when resisting an attack from the assailant. There are generally two types of defense wounds. Incised wounds on the palms and finger joints, penetrating wounds on the palms and arms. Defense wounds don't appear in every homicide case. However, the presence of a defense wound, especially multiple defense wounds, may be key evidence of murder. Oh, we didn't get anything from him. Uncle, now that you're gone, I am truly alone. I'm so sorry for your loss. In order to uncover the truth, I need to ask you a few questions. This is... Did I not turn it on? Oh, do I have to hit, like, save? No, they're on. They just might not have it for this. That's fine.
You're the one who murdered him. There's no need for your crocodile tears. Someone murdered your uncle and framed me. I'm sure you would like to find out the truth as much as I do. Go on and ask then. Events of this morning. Please tell me about the events you encountered this morning. Every morning, I come by Uncle's place to help him with jobs that he's too busy to deal with. There has to be someone to take care of mundane tasks like cleaning up and feeding the chickens. What do you do for a living? My uncle pays me. I also help him organize his manuscripts sometimes. I understand. Please continue recounting what happened this morning. I came to visit Uncle like usual, but I couldn't hear a sound from the room, which was strange. When I arrived, I saw Yang was already here. He said he didn't see my uncle either. I knocked on the door for quite a while, but no one answered. I have a sensitive nose, so I kept sensing the smell of blood coming from inside the room. I felt like something was terribly wrong, so I told Yang to hurry and get someone. When we finally entered the room, I found that my uncle had been murdered. Go on and ask then. Okay, yeah. Suspicious people within your uncle's interpersonal relationships. Have you ever noticed someone suspicious? Aren't you the most suspicious person? Okay. Rude. Then let me pose this question differently. Did your uncle hold any grudges against anyone? My uncle was very friendly, but he held some kind of grudge against Yang, the errand runner. I can't say this. What kind of grudge? Yang attempted to steal coins from the table during a delivery, but my uncle caught him. Yang was seized by the government and got beaten for it, too. When did this occur? It was about half a month ago, so I'm sure he's still bitter about it. Do you suspect that Yang murdered him out of vengeance? I'm not saying that name right. I'm so sorry. After all, he's the one who delivers rice cakes to my uncle. Well, shit. Also, when I arrived here this morning, he was already here. I don't know how long he'd been. Now that I recall, he did have a sort of sneaky look on his face. It seems that it is necessary to talk about this issue with Yang R? Okay. Go on and ask then. No more questions. That is not the right button. Did not find any hesitation wounds on Lope. This is very unusual for a suicide case. There are no injuries caused by a fight or a fall. It's also quite unusual for a homicide case. Perhaps this can explain why there aren't any defense wound present. The reason why there aren't because Lope ate rice cakes that contained knockout drugs, the same ones I eat. He was in a state of unconsciousness when he was murdered. There must have been another person in the room at the time. That person is the murderer. That's the wrong vibe. Who could it have been? How were they able to leave the locked room? If the room was locked, the coat could not have just disappeared in thin air. The fact that the coat of the deceased is missing is particularly odd. Assuming Ma was honest, before they arrived on the scene, the room was locked with no way in or out. Then, this coat must definitely still be inside this room. I should talk to Lo Pei's relative. I need to obtain more information on the coat. Okay. Lo Shiwen stated that Yang Er was responsible for delivering rice cakes to Lo Pei. Theoretically, Yang Er had the chance to tamper with the rice cakes. He also had the motive. Could it be that Yang Er killed him out of revenge? I need to confirm this issue with Yang Er. And then how'd the murderer leave? I hung the door latch. Lo Pei and I were the only ones inside until Officer Ma broke in. The only way to enter or exit the room is by going through the wooden front door. How did the murderer leave the scene without removing the door latch? Or perhaps the other way. How did the murderer latch the door from the outside? Okay. In order to uncover the truth, I need to ask you a few more questions. Your uncle's attire, coat, deerstalker, and false mustache was quite unusual. That and the mustache were all characteristics of his novelist identity. He purposefully dressed himself up this way to become famous. So this ill-fitting strange coat was also one of his characteristics? Strange coat? You mean the western wind coat he wore all the time? Precisely, the wind coat made of silk. That tailor-made coat was one of my uncle's characteristics. He spent a lot of time to hire the best tailor and use the best fabric for the coat, but it turned out... The fact that this wind coat is not present at the crime scene is what caught my attention. So you're saying that my uncle's coat disappeared into thin air? Exactly. Dude dressed like Sherlock Holmes. Perhaps the murderer took it with them. The way you said it, Mr. Shen, sounds as if it were a plot from a novel. Oh, let's, me remembering to say, that's good for me. No, bestie. A simple and modest front door made of pine wood. The broken latch still hangs on the door, exposing the brown lines within. Officer Ma, did you say that you broke this door latch with your kick? When I got here, that Lo Shi-wen was shaking the door with all his might. What good would that do when the door is locked from the inside? I got anxious, so I went up and bang, kicked the door right open. Judge Chang, did you notice anything out of the ordinary when you arrived? Well, I was not aware of anything unusual. Lo Shi-wen shook the door, Officer Ma kicked it open, then we found you and Lo Pei covered in blood. I suppose no one suspicious was discovered during that process? Well, none at all. What kind of person was Lo Pei? Lo Pei gained great fame when his book Chamber of Doubts was serialized in the Shanghai News. As the first celebrity to come from this town in decades, naturally he was loved by all. This town was originally named Qingxi Town. Woo, I don't know. To comply with popular will, we named it Paro Town. Alright, I understand now. You do? Okay. I can't believe Lord would allow you to join in on investigations. Don't even try to play any tricks. I'm watching your every move. Rest assured, officer, I will uncover the actual murderer. You better. Keep in mind, don't mess with the crime scene with your incompetence. Alright. In order to find out the truth, I'd like to ask questions. Officer Ma, were there any other people present when you arrived on the scene? What happened? Why are you asking so much? You trying to say I didn't protect the crime scene? Let me give you the facts. Everything exactly the way it was when we arrived. No one's allowed to mess with the crime scene under my watch. You misunderstand me, Officer Ma. I just want to know what happenings occurred before I awoke. When we got here, Lo Shi Huen was shaking the door, saying he smelled blood coming from inside. I was worried about Master Lo, so I went up to the door and kicked it right open. After that, well, you know what happened after. I suppose no one could have come in or gone out during that period. Obviously, I've got a soldier standing guard outside the courtyard. We searched the entire premises, but we didn't find others, during which no one left either. That's why the murderer is definitely you. Who else could it be, huh? I understand. Once I complete my investigations, I will explain everything to you, Officer Ma. Go on, then ask away.
Okay. Oops, hit my mic. Sorry.
Officer Ma, it seems you admired the victim? Well, of course, Master Lo was a great novelist. Everybody respects him. Does Lo Pei have any relatives? His wife died young, and they had no children. He's got a good-for-nothing nephew, though. Over there, the one who won't quit sobbing.
Hey.
Stop crying already, I'm sick of that awful noise. Oh, alright.
Okay, go on, then ask away. Okay, no more questions. Disappearing coat. According to Lo Shi Huen, this coat was made tailor-made for him. The coat was one of the characteristics of Lo Pei's novelist identity. He always wore it. Something of such importance ought to be left at the scene. However, it is no longer in this room. The murderer is the only person who has left this room. He must have taken the coat with him. The murderer must have had a reason to do so. I mean, what's missing is the writing. I was trying to see if I could trigger his nephew saying something. Am I allowed to leave? I am.
先生，可算等到你了。
Shen, I've been waiting for you.
Hi.
我听说屋里发生了命案。
Yeah. Just start running, bestie. Just start running. I heard there's been a murder in that house.
Oh god, that's actually Mandarin.
Yeah, it is.
大人有令，凶案现场。
His Honor's orders that there is to be no shouting at the crime scene.
This is like a kid who's gonna listen.
你看起来脸色很差。
Shen, you don't look very well. Is everything all right?
我没事。
I'm
不过在查明真
fine.
相之前，
However, I'm afraid I'll have to stay
他是
here
被
until the
拘留在
truth
这
is
里。
uncovered.
找到凶手了吗？最大嫌疑人是
Have you
谁？
found the murderer? Who's the prime suspect? It's me.
目前嫌疑
At the
最大的
moment, the prime suspect is me.
原来凶手就是先生自己。
I can't believe the murderer was actually you, Shen.
我来帮忙。
Let me help you. His Honor has orders that random people aren't allowed to enter.
兵老爷，
Soldier,
我可不是
I'm not
这
just
种
some
大人
random person.
大人
His
有
Honor
令，
has orders that I need to guard this gate, so you aren't allowed to enter.
军爷，
Soldier, Judge
Somebody
Chang
knows
asked you to
who
guard
will.
the gates and keep out those
是为了拦住
uninvolved in
那
this
些
case, right?
呃，
You're not wrong.
若是与案
If
件有
someone
关
is
的人，
relevant, should he be allowed to enter? That's true.
兵老爷，沈先生不幸成为此案的嫌疑人，正担惊竭虑地
Soldier,
调查
Shen
真
is
相。
unfortunately a suspect in this case. He's trying to clear his name.
I think I will leave it on, but maybe turn it down. And then we'll still be able to hear it. If it's English, it'll just be quieter.
而我是他的助手。
As I'm his trustworthy assistant, don't you think that I am also involved in the case?
啊，明白了。
I get it now.
兵老爷，
I knew Soldier would understand. You're the accomplice. The accomplice is also involved in investigations. You can come in and be investigated. Investigations can't be delayed.
Okay, thanks. Shen Chongping briefed Fu on the case.
And that's the general situation. So, that is your evaluation of this case.
哪里？
No, that's just a sigh for becoming an accomplice.
能让你进
It was good enough that they allowed you to come in. Hurry up and help me investigate.
好嘞。
Okie dokie! I love this guy.
Okay. Chickens. Look, Shem, there are 2 free-range chickens over here. Sure, 2 chickens. Do you think they are involved in this case? I heard that the free-range chickens in this area have delicious meat because they walk so much. Great. Love to see it. Hey, Shen, what is this? These rice cakes are a local delicacy. I ate a piece last night. And then I got drugged. Oh! Why'd you pause, Shen? How'd you feel after you ate a piece last night? I did not feel much. I ate a piece last night and lost consciousness right after. Seeing your reaction, this bundle of rice cakes is probably not laced with knockout drugs.
Very good, very good.
Mr. Official, when can I go? I still have some steamed buns to deliver this morning. Ooh, steamed buns. Excuse me, who may you be? My name is Yang R. I run errands on the daily. I was the one who called the officials today. May I ask you about the case? Thumbs up, of course. Everyone around knows I'm warm-hearted, considerate, helpful, friendly. Just tell me about what happened this morning. Master Lo loves rice cakes. Every morning, Master Lo will ask me to deliver a bundle. As I specialize in errand running, my service is 100% impeccable. Everyone around knows. Just tell me what you saw when you arrived at Lo Pei's courtyard. Usually, Master Lo is already out of bed and exercising in the courtyard, waiting for me. This morning, when I came to deliver the rice cakes as usual, I didn't see Lo Pei anywhere. I thought he probably overslept, so I hollered for him, but there was no response. I saw that the gates were open, so I went inside the courtyard and put the rice cakes on the table. Then somebody called out to me. It was Master Lo's nephew, Lo Shihuen. So we went over to knock on the door, but there was still no response at all. Lo Shihuen smelled blood and asked me to call officials. I said that weird. Don't mind me, I was so scared, so I ran all the way to the government office and got Officer Ma. Officer Ma and Lo Shihuen kicked open the door together while I waited outside. You mean to say that you never entered Lo Pei's house? After hearing someone died in there, my legs were scared stiff. How could I dare go in? I was planning to leave, but a soldier came and blocked the gate, so I got stranded here.
Jump the fence! Jump the fence!
I understand now. Thank you. Is there anything else you want to ask?
Okay.
How much do you know about Lo Pei? Master Lo is a celebrity, and I'm just an errand runner. Since Officer Ma is familiar with Master Lo, why don't you go and ask Officer Ma about this? Oh, what do you mean by that? I caught sight of Master Lo and Officer Ma meeting in private several times, though. Are they close friends with one another? However, there was one time when they got into a fight and Officer Ma even unsheathed his blade.
This seems normal for him. What? What were they arguing about? Are you still eating?
I didn't have the guts to eavesdrop. Officer Ma was already fuming. I need to confirm this dispute with Officer Ma. Is there anything else you want to ask about the rice cakes? The rice cakes, Lo Pei's, are delivered by you, is that correct? Sure, I deliver them every day. Everyone around knows I do my job seriously. I passed out after eating a rice cake last night. Apparently it was laced with knockout drugs.
I love how vague that is. You know, knockout drugs.
What? That's... It wasn't me. I didn't do that. Don't be ridiculous. I have nothing against Lo Pei and never even met you before. Why would I do that? Did the rice cakes you delivered to Lope ever pass through the hands of someone else? Impossible. If something is handed to me, there's no way I'd give it to someone else. But I heard he loves rice cakes. He'd never turn them down. Maybe it was a gift from a reader. Do you know of anyone who gifted him rice cakes?
I want rice cakes now.
Not a clue. How about you let me go and ask Mr. Everyone around knows that I'm... No, thank you.
Section.
Yangar, I heard that you once had a grudge with Lope. Is that true? No, no way! How could I ever have the guts to hold a grudge against Master Lo? Lope noticed you stealing his money and you were beaten at the court for it. Am I wrong? That was a misunderstanding. How could that even count as a grudge? I saw silver coins on the floor, so I wanted to pick them up and return them to him. That's all in the past. If Mr. Shen hadn't reminded me, I would have forgotten about it already. That was only half a month ago. You're forgetting so soon? Could it be that you felt wronged by Lope and then decided to kill him out of vengeance?
Yeah, okay. Great, great questioning job, bestie.
That's wrongful accusation. I don't even have the guts to kill a chicken, let alone a person. When you arrived on the scene this morning, were there any other people around? No, no one, but Lo Shi-Huen arrived pretty much right after. No, thank you. Is there anything else you wanted to ask? No.
Don't mind me and my bestie. Up! Up! He minds me and my bestie.
Who goes there? Who gave you the nerve to break in?
郑知县
Judge Tang, Officer Ma. This is Afu, my assistant. Please allow him to assist me. We already made an exception by allowing your investigation, and now an assistant? He's mechanically minded and is skilled in comparing traces. He will be of great help.
That's called science. Love it.
Clear your doubts, Officer Ma. Since we've already allowed Mr. Shen to join in our investigations, let him do things his way. You have my gratitude, Your Honor. If you fail us, I'll add obstruction of official duties to our list of crimes.
Okay. Whoop. Fact unlocked. Obstruction of official duties. According to the new criminal code of the Qing dynasty, the specific stipulations of the obstruction of official duties are: any person who commits atrocities or coercion when an official is performing their duties shall be sentenced to a set term of imprisonment within the 4th degree, serve detention, or pay a fine of 300 yuan or less. The same applies to those who commit atrocities or coercion or use deception to influence officials to impose or remove certain sanctions or resign. Skip. You're gonna have new stuff. You're all over the place. You're on the crime scene. Rest assured, Officer Ma, I'm a professional in that aspect. In order to find out the truth, I would like Officer Ma to answer a few of my questions. Did we read that already? I don't know. Dispute. Officer Ma, I heard that you once had a dispute with Lope. Could you...
Okay. The audacity. How dare you suspect me? I have yet to confirm a suspect now. I also believe that Officer Ma has nothing to hide. I bet you heard this rumor from Yang R, didn't you? Master Lo enjoyed drinking with me and talking about my past cases, you know, for source material. Fair enough, actually. But Master Lo was always listening to me. He rarely talks about himself, so I gotta ask him. Only then did I know how hard it was to write stuff and what he had to deal with from his fame. I was drunk and riled up, drawing out my sword to ask the gods why they'd make Master Lo suffer. He was bored to put all of his talent to writing books. Yang R saw us when he came to deliver something, but I didn't know he would do me dirty like that. Me, have a fight with Master Lo. Baloney!
Alright, fair enough, I guess. Boop boop. Alright, bestie.
Afu, this wardrobe is locked. Do you think you could find a way to open it?
He just pulls out like a big pair of cutters, which I don't even know if they would have at this time. He just pulls something out and cuts it off. Alternatively, he just saws a hole in it.
No problem. This kind of bolt pin spring lock is a piece of cake. He pulls out another sword. Lock-picking lawyer moment. I will leave it to you then. He just like shoves like a random piece of metal in and just jiggles it around aggressively and it pops open. What you doing touching that wardrobe for, you punk? I thought I told you not to mess with the crime scene. Officer Ma? Yes, the single-sided jiggler! This wardrobe is one of the few remaining blind spots. If this leads to an error in the investigation, surely no one would want to see that outcome. Of course, due diligence is crucial to this case. You better be careful when you're opening that. Don't worry, Mr. Officer. I'm an expert on locks. Alright, bestie. Ooh! Alright! Hell yeah. I gotta do a tiny little puzzle. Ha! I did it. Hiding in wardrobes. Suspicious. Look, Shem, it looks like someone hid inside this wardrobe before. You need more rice cakes. Partition board removed. Clothes piled. Enough space for one to hide. Could it be that the murderer once hid inside this wardrobe? There's no rush to jump to conclusions. Let us first examine the scene carefully. Look, the partition board should have been laid horizontally on the wooden frames. True, the color on the sides of the wood frame are old, yet the color on top seems new. It's very likely that this partition board was removed recently. These are all clean clothes. They are now piled up on one side. These clothes are compressed. The board couldn't compress clothes alone. I haven't found anything? This seems quite odd. Ooh, I love that, Sarah. Shen, have you noticed something unusual? I read that weird, sorry. Look closely at the bottom of the wardrobe. The left side with clothes has collected dust. Yet the empty space to the right is unusually clean, as if it had just been wiped. Then it seems like somebody cleaned this place. There's a strip of cloth here, what could it be? Take it out for further examination. Alright. Shen, it's a bunched up strip of cloth. It was probably used as a ribbon to tie a quilt. This ribbon is dirty in the middle. It seems to be smudged with dust. This quilt has traces of binding, so the ribbon most likely was removed from here. Why would someone remove the ribbon from a bundled quilt and stuff it inside the clothes? Indeed, it is quite peculiar. We need to record this situation. Jen, what is this black spot? A wood chip. All of the clothes are clean. I guess a piece broke off from the partition board and landed there. No, the color and texture of this wood chip differs from that of the partition board. I'm knowledgeable in wood. Let me take a look. Congrats, bestie. It really is different. Let me smell it as well. Without a doubt, it's not the same material as the partition board. Explain your deduction. Camphor wood wardrobes can repel insects and leave a lasting fragrance on clothes stored within. However, this chip has no fragrance. It's brownish and hard. It seems more like pine wood. Why would a pine wood chip appear in the wardrobe made of camphor wood? Worth noting. Camphor wood is what, Lopez's hair smelled like. We need to keep an eye out for objects made from pine wood in this house. Understood. We did it. When I questioned him about the quarrel, Yang R seemed somewhat flustered. Furthermore, he had a chance to tamper with the rice cakes. Maybe Yang R did kill him out of revenge. This ribbon is dirty in the middle. It must have been used in some way to leave a smudge. Shen, do you think the murderer took the ribbon to bind you or Lope? That's a reasonable guess. However, there are no rope marks present on both Lope and me. Fine, fine. No, I see. Then again, this ribbon, I can't help but feel like I've seen it before. Where was it? I remember now. When I arrived last night, I saw cloth strips hanging from the ceiling. I didn't remember that! Could it be that Lope was strangled to death before he was stabbed? Wouldn't we be able to tell? No, then there would be strangulation marks. Okay, thank you. Around the corpse's neck. Officer Ma tried to make light of the situation during our discussion. However, my intuition tells me that his connection with Lope is not as simple as he depicts. Shen, why is this wood chip worth investigating? How is it connected to the case? Isn't it common for something dirty to stick onto clothes? The wood chip appears between two piles of clean clothes. Also, it's made of a different wood. That's the reason why I'm so interested. Its relevance to the case depends on where it came from. Perhaps the wood chip came from this place. Shen, this wood chip fell from the door latch. The material and texture is a perfect match with the door latch's fracture. Well done. This just may be the key to unlocking the truth. But very strange. How could a wood chip from the fracture of a door latch appear in a wardrobe? I am confused. I don't think I'm going to be able to guess what happened here. As the case gradually becomes clear, the answer will come to light. Okay. What? Another dance show? Oh my god. Does it look good or does it look bad? It looks like something. That sounds bad. Mr. Shen, you've looked through this place. Should you explain your reasoning to Lord? Quit wasting time if you ain't got a proper answer. Just let me arrest you. Begin my deduction now? A dramedy? Oh my god. Every dance show calls itself a dramedy, I feel like. Shen, what do you do? There's still a lot of mysteries we haven't solved yet. We have already examined all the places that could be investigated within the courtyard. Even though the truth is yet to be clear, we need to discuss this case with Judge Chang. Do we like Bunheads? I never watched Bunheads. Judge Chang, I believe that we are now able to discuss this case. If so, you may begin. The truth behind the locked room murder. When the deceased was discovered, this room was in a sealed-off state. The window cannot be opened, leaving us the front door locked from the inside. When the front door was reopened, the deceased and I were the only people inside the room. Under these circumstances, everyone, including myself, would instinctively believe that if the murderer must be someone who is still within this room. I read that wrong. The murderer must be someone who is still within this room, which would be me. You should send me some of them. Hence, we have all neglected the possibility of a third person hiding inside this room. I haven't. I have played these games before, bestie. I have always known that we can get a third person, a fourth person, a fifth person, maybe even a ninth person in this room. I know better. There could be infinite people in this room. Alright then, tell me. Where on earth would this third person be hiding? That would be the wardrobe. All traces within the wardrobe show that someone was hiding inside it not long ago. There was another person in the room. Mr. Shen, was the person hiding in the wardrobe the murderer? I think it was someone else. The person who hid inside the wardrobe was someone else. When I arrived last night, this wardrobe was already locked from the outside. If the person inside was the murderer, he would not have been able to get out by himself. If the person inside the wardrobe was not the murderer, who could it have been? Last night, I was the one who latched the door. Theoretically, it is highly unlikely for anyone else to enter the scene after that. There were books piled underneath the bed, and the wardrobe was locked. Nothing has changed. Evidence points to someone in the wardrobe, the only place to hide. The bloodstains prove a third person, the actual murderer, was present at the time of the crime. If the person in the wardrobe was not the murderer, then it could only be this person.
Sorry, this guy's so funny to look at. Anyway. Oh, we have profiles. That's me. We're 22? Dude. Congrats, Sheng Chongpeng. You're 22. Holy shit. That's me, a traveling detective. Okay, let's see everyone's ages. He was 39, an extremely talented detective fiction novelist. I came to pay him a visit because of an old case. Unfortunately, he died in his home last night. Yang R is 35. Lo Shi Wen was that might be Shi Wen, 23. Chang Yu, judge 42, judge overseeing investigations of the case, a cautious person who's afraid of making any mistakes, but overall fairly reasonable. Oh! How do you... Alright. Alright, I mean, that makes sense, because everyone else goes by, has, like, their full name, basically, written out, so I did assume that he had some kind of nickname, but I didn't think it would just be in the profiles. Yeah, our little weird girl assistant. Love it. Sorry, I'm looking up the... Oh, I see. Ah, no! There's no Chinese pronunciation for the family name. So, Fu Xing? No, that... Sing? Su... I don't know how to say this. I'm so sorry. I'm detective assistant 19, my innovative assistant, as well as the person I trust the most. Love that for them. Chen Ta Chen, soldier, Ma Ta Wei. Great. I'm going to... Oh, nope, I did not know. Sorry. I was trying to click out of it and I... My bad. Oopsie. Yeah. I know who it's supposed to be. I just didn't realize I went to go move it and I accidentally hit the space bar. So life in prison. Well, now we know what happens. Shen Chongping underwent severe torture in the court and spent the rest of his life in prison. That's unfortunate. I do know exactly who it is. I just like hit submit instead of an arrow key. If the person hiding in the wardrobe is not the murderer. Oh! Oh my god! A point, kind of. His version of a point. We love to see it. Close enough. Welcome back, Ryan. Oh god. Then it must have been low pay. Love how detailed his eyebrows got there. What a load of bull. Xing. Okay. Let's see what you said before. Su Fu Xing. Xing. Su Fu Xing. Yeah. Got it.
Why would Master Lo hide inside his own wardrobe? Was he playing hide and seek? That is the only possibility left.
When you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth. Yes, we all have to use it, right? Like we're like, you have to use it, right? Like we have to use it. Everyone uses it. We have to say it. It must be said. I have to use it. I have a Sherlock adjacent, like lightly inspired story. If I could ever figure out what like what the actual mystery of it would be, because I'm a character writer, so I know all the character beats, but I don't have, like, the mystery plot of it. But I'm gonna have to reference this quote, because what else do you do? Yeah, dude died in Sherlock cosplay or whatever. We gotta. Love to see it. Anyway, Mr. Shen, what is the reason for Lo Pai to hide inside the wardrobe? It was not of his own will. No, he did not hide inside the wardrobe of his own will. He was hid inside by someone else. If the person hiding inside the wardrobe last night was Lo Pei, then who did you meet? Indeed. Didn't you just say you only saw Lo Pei in the room when you hung the door latch? I believe the person I saw in this room last night was not Lo Pei, but the actual murderer. When I arrived at Lo Pei's house last night, the candle inside was still lit. But I had knocked on the door for quite some time before someone responded. This entire thing is just a LARP session for this guy's Sherlock fanfic. Me. Before opening the door, they even specifically tried to confirm if we had ever met before. Oh yeah, we did. And we were like, we wrote letters. If the person you met was not Lo Pei, how couldn't you recognize the corpse this morning? Last night, he wore a hat and mustache, and had his back towards me, and the lights were dim. By then, the real Lo Pei had eaten the drugged rice cakes, and was moved inside the wardrobe. I guess there could have been 4. What you have just said does explain the presence of a third person within the room. Officer Ma, what do you reckon? These are all just speculations. You got any evidence for that proves the person who was hiding inside the wardrobe was Master Lo? Yes, it's gonna be this. It's gonna be the hair. Here's the proof. This is the autopsy report from our initial investigations. It'll answer a lot of questions. Lo Pei's hair smells of camphor wood, confirming he hid inside the wardrobe. That's a jump, but whatever. Oh, you can right-click and have them say the line again. Oh. Yeah, I guess.
How is that so?
The camphor wardrobe repels insects and leaves a lasting fragrance on clothes stored within. Even if Lo Pei's even if Lo Pei's clothes catch this scent, his hair should not, unless Lo Pei was inside the wardrobe and his head was against the partition board the entire time. Don't you forget Master Lo usually wears a hat. That could have just been the scent from his hat. This hat has no scent. Coats and hats worn frequently don't go in the wardrobe. Mr. Shen's deduction is indeed reasonable. What else have you found on the deceased? Look here. White glutinous rice powder on the collar of the deceased rice cake crumbs. That should be an M dash. I wish more people would make games. A lot of games do double dashes, or a single dash. Do an M dash. This shows that, like I had, the deceased ate rice cake. Wow, the deceased ate rice cakes that were laced with knockout drugs. Blech. He was stabbed 3 times, yet the absence of defense wounds also proves this point. He wore a loose fake mustache, likely removed and reattached. All of the details above are able to be to confirm my deduction. The Lo Pei I met last night was actually impersonated by the murderer. What kind of person would dress up as Master Lo? Mr. Shen's deduction does hold some truth. However, up until official Officer Ma broke down the door, the room was locked from the inside. Yeah, how could the murderer walk out of the room when it was locked from the inside out? His voice has changed every time. The front doors are the only exit, and the door latch can only be hung from inside the room. Please have a look. This is the key evidence to solving the mystery of the door latch. Is it the... This is a wood chip? That's correct. The key lies within this wood chip. I don't get it. Ain't it normal for some stubble to fall from the partition board when moving around?
No, it is abnormal.
首先，
The wood chip did not fall onto the
并不是落
partition
在柜
board,
子
it
上，
appeared on a
而
pile
是
of
出现
clean
在椅子
clothes.
更重要的是，
More importantly, the inner
柜子里的
wardrobe is
板
made
材
from
是
camphor
防腐
wood,
的樟木，
yet this wood chip
而
is
这个
pine
木茬
wood.
是松木材质。阿福仔细
You
地检查
should,
它的
Nikki.
材质和纹理，
You
把它的
should.
门栓断裂处是一
Afu
致。
carefully checked and confirmed the wood chip matches the broken latch.
换句话
This
说，
wood chip is
就是
a
门
piece
栓
of
断裂
stubble
时
that
崩
flew
出
off
的
when the
木
door
头。
latch was broken.
Oh, yeah, that guy reacted in a normal way.
在马捕头
As
见
Officer
阿
Ma kicked in, the wardrobe had
刚刚才被阿福打开。
been clearly locked until unlocked by Afu just now.
这是极
Valid,
不正常
Nikki, valid.
This is extremely abnormal.
这可奇
That's
怪了
strange. Why would the wood chip appear
为什么
inside the
木茬会
wardrobe?
出现在衣柜里。是什么
I
理
have
由
yet to
导致木茬
completely
出现
deduce
在衣
what
柜
caused the wood chip to appear
现在还
inside the
没法完成。
wardrobe.
不过，
However, this issue is
这个问题在现
insignificant
阶
at
段。
this stage.
重要的是
What we need to focus on is
木
when
茬
the
进入
wood chip
衣柜的
entered
时
the
间，
wardrobe
以及
and
这
what
个
it
时间。
uncovers.
沈先生，
Mr. Shen, don't
不要
beat
卖
around
关
the
子
bush.
快告诉本官，他揭示了什
Tell
么
me
事
now,
实。
what truth does it
很
uncover?
简单，
Simply put, the wood chip
Mucha
flew off the
fue
broken
sucedido
door
por
latch before the
Solo hizo
wardrobe
mensual.
was locked.
也就是说
Which means that when the door latch
mensual
broke, the door of the wardrobe was still
衣柜的门打
open.
开着
I'm obsessed with this idea because look how big this room is. Can the the doors are way off screen and the wardrobe is way off screen. So can you imagine kicking in the door and it flying all the the room and landing inside the wardrobe? That'd be so funny.
先生，
And the most recent time we know of that the wardrobe doors were open
应该是在你醒
should
来
be
之前吧
before you woke up, right?
没错，
That is correct.
这
Then doesn't that mean?
说明在马捕
That
头
means
踹
that
开门之
before
前
Officer Ma kicked open the
锅
door,
门上的门栓
the door latch
就
was
已
already
经断了。
broken.
换句话说，
In other words, this is not a locked room at all.
I love this. He's pointing at us with his fan. He's like, I will point. I will not use my fingers. I will use my fan and I will point.
You're the best, Shen.
说呢，
No wonder the door was so easy to kick in. I thought it was shabby and old.
房子的
He looks like he's holding a Wii remote. I know what you mean. He
接
does.
触必留
He's
痕
playing Wii Sports.
All contact leaves traces.
凶手
The
自以为
murderer's
杀
plan
人
was
架
flawed by a
天衣
wood
无
chip
缝
left in the wardrobe as incriminating evidence.
而这颗小小的木
This
茬
tiny wood chip
不仅
not
暴露
only
了
exposed their cunning scheme,
I do like he gets a little fidget and a little fan. Like me too, bestie.
更让我顺藤摸瓜，
Sometimes you gotta cool
推
off.
出了他的
Sometimes you
真
gotta
实
fidget.
but also allowed me to follow their footprints and deduce their true identity.
杀死
Well,
罗佩的
Flicker,
凶手就
the
是
person who murdered Lo Pei is...
Oh, do we think it is? Here, wait, let's... So my instinct is to say the most suspicious guy in the fucking world. Up! Black chicken! Do we... Wait, can we say the chicken did it? Can I say the chicken did it? You guys don't get an answer. Get to answer.
Judge Chang, I know who the murderer is. Oh, then tell me who it is. The murderer is not human, but the black chicken in the yard.
阿福小兄弟，
Afu,
你是认真
are
的
you
吗
serious?
不信的话
Don't believe me? Let's interrogate this black chicken. Interrogate this black chicken? Okay then, you go ahead and question it.
黑街
Everyone's like, what the fuck are you...
Black chicken, come clean. Did you kill Lo Pei?
Damn.
Fine, you're still trying to deny it. Watch as I expose you.
这间
This
屋
room looks like a secret chamber, but in reality it's just your sleight of hand.
门上的
The
气
air
泡
vent on the door is your
就是
escape
你
route
出
to and from the crime scene.
昨天
Last night you flew in via the air vent, claws clutching a dagger, wings spread in the air. In a flash, you stabbed Lo Pei in the back with the dagger.
I love that they wrote a whole section here and didn't just give you a fuck no, you're wrong.
做完
After committing the crime, just as the sun rose, you flew out via the air vent while clucking. Your intention was to create an alibi by pretending to have been on duty all the time. You ask me about motive? The motive? Lope was so busy in writing all day, neglecting your food and leaving you hungry. You harbored resentment and wanted revenge. Judge Chang, the criminal black chicken, has confessed. This man looks so tired. Since the confession has been made, then take it into custody. Why are you going along with this? Yes, Lord, I will arrest these two scoundrels right now. Why are you arresting us? The black chicken is the murderer.
Shen is like, oh my god.
Judge Chang, Afu was just joking.
Afu accusing a chicken. Afu accused a chicken of being the murderer. Eventually, Shen shoot Chonping, Afu, and the chicken got jailed together. Hi, Nache. We are arresting a chicken. Welcome. Damn, that's right. Anyway. Do we think it's this guy?
The murderer of this case is actually Officer Ma.
He was the most suspicious.
Ma is an upright man. What proof do you have to say he's the murderer of the homicide case? The front door was not actually locked. The murderer only made it seem to be so. To ensure his plan would not be exposed, he had to make sure he himself opened the door. Are you not the last person to break open this door? You have the nerve to be suspected me. Why on earth would I ever hurt Master Lo? I was busy torturing prisoners in jail last night. You want to get a taste of the whip too? Well, Officer Ma has assisted in eliminating a possibility by providing his alibi. Fuck.
Okay. Fuck, do we think it's his, my other one was, Lo Shi Wen, but he just was the most suspicious man the whole time that I had to try it first.
You lie. How could I possibly kill my own uncle?
I don't know.
Judge Chang, please. He's trying to frame me.
Is it R? Sorry, I'm like very bad at this. I'm tired, but like also like I feel like I'm missing a piece of evidence.
The door latch was not broken.
Oh right, no, this would make sense because he was shaking the door, but if it was broken, he should have just been able to open it.
The door latch was not broken when the door was kicked open, but broken beforehand. The so-called sealed-off state of the room was an illusion created by the murderer. He appeared to knock out on the door, but he was just securing it from unwanted entry.
Oh, the missing manuscript. The manuscripts are gone. That he was working on last night, and we never were able to talk to him about it. That makes sense. Ma was just like the most suspicious guy ever. It was meant to throw me off. My bad, I fell for it.
Until Officer Ma kicked at the door. That is when the murderer let go of the door. In this way, he could mislead everyone into believing that the door was locked from the inside. You have all been fooled by his performance. Ah! Hot damn, you treacherous leech!
Wait, what? It wasn't me.
Lo Shi Wen, I will tell you this. You are the only person who believes your tricks were clever.
Whoa! Ouch. That's brutal. Okay.
That is because your scheme has a fatal weakness. What weakness? To ensure the success of your plan, you had to control the door at all times. Through reverse deduction, I can be sure that Lo Shi Wen, you are the murderer.
Points at you. You lie.
Lo Shi Wen?
I should have paid attention. Actually, I can.
Lo Shi Wen.
Lo Shi Wen. I don't... A little bit of an accent that I don't have.
He's a liar. He's a deceiver, a fibster and a cheater, a phony and a misleader. I have something to say too.
沈先生，
Mr. Shen, you made up a story and said a bunch of absurd theories.
可是
Yeah, they're just sharing the
看
end.
见发
Okay.
生了吗？凭什么让我们相信？
Did you really see it happen? Why in the world should we believe your words? In my opinion, you're the one who is fooling everyone.
你的这些
Then
说法
what evidence do you have for
有什么
saying
凭据？
that? There's a clear and simple reason. I have no motive to murder my uncle.
他找得很准，
He got me.
留给我
I
的
barely
调
had
查
time to
员判
investigate.
断
I've yet to infer the motive for the murder. No worries, I got you.
罗佩是我的亲属，
Lopai is my uncle, my family by blood. Why would I want to kill him?
更关键的问题在于
What's more important is the problem between you and me.
咱俩这
This
是
is the
第一次
first time we've ever met, am I right?
没错，
That is correct. We have never met each other before. If we've never met, why would I go through the trouble of framing you by killing my own uncle? I couldn't possibly have known about your visit. How could I design a plot to frame you?
It wasn't. There was the woman outside crying.
我撞破你行
It
凶
was a coincidence that I had surprised you in your act.
巧
A
合。
coincidence? Didn't you say all of this was a plot I had designed?
沈先生，
Mr. Shen, is it true that the two of you have never met?
的确如此。
That is correct.
既然你
If
俩
that's
不
the
认识，
case, then Lo Shuwen
罗
had
世文
indeed
确
had
实
no
没
reason
道
to
理
frame
陷
you.
害你。
先生，情况对我们好像不太妙。
Shen, things aren't looking too good for us.
I love how he says us. Like, Bessie, you're okay. We're
是不是弄
fucked.
错了呀？
Mr. Shen, could you be mistaken?
No way. Shen's deductions have never been
没有错
wrong.
过。推理，那只是你们的一
Deduction?
面之
More like
词
one-sided statement.
证据呢？你
I
们有
love
吗
Afu.
请凭那个
Where's
调查
the
吗
proof? Do you have any? You think that wood chip is enough? Oh, well, Lo Shuwen also has a certain truth to his words.
沈
Mr.
先生，
Shen, do you have any further evidence to support your claim?
如果没有
Accusing him without proof is difficult and risks putting me in a tough spot if you're wrong.
早就听
There
说
are
自己
shameless
侦探的
people who
人中
claim to be
也有不
detectives.
少无知
Never
者
thought I'd meet one day.
沈先生，
Mr. Shen, you ain't got no proof.
目前还没有
Not at the moment.
只
Shen!
能把你们都抓回去。
Then you leave me no choice but to seize y'all and punish y'all with torture.
I have not been able to get his accent at all. I'm sorry.
Damn it. I managed to come so far with my deduction. Am I really going to let him escape?
先生，你再
Shen,
努力想
try to
想
think harder. Could it be we missed some kind of clue? Didn't you always say that you were really confident in your memory palace?
Woo. I am always thinking of the scene in BBC Sherlock. In BBC Sherlock from The Hounds of Baskerville when he is sitting in that lab and he has got his eyes closed and he's just moving his hand back and forth as like random things are popping up, like Elvis and then Big Ben and then a barking dog. Like, it's so... I love it. Also, I will say it. When in season 3 of BBC Sherlock, when Mary shoots him, I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry. I need to talk about BBC Sherlock. You guys know this about me at this point. I'm sorry. But when he gets shot and he is in his mind palace, I'm not gonna say it's like, it's a super cheesy scene. I still like it. It makes no sense. It, like, doesn't really make sense, like, him deciding which way to fall after getting shot and everything. Like, it doesn't make sense. But, like, at the same time, I like something about it. Like, this idea that he's, like, racing up these steps and, like, confronting various traumas, like his dead dog and stuff. It's still fun, okay? The thing about BBC Sherlock is, like, a lot of it sucks ass. There's a lot of really bad things about it, and the writing is pretty shitty, but there's, like, some concepts here. It's especially with season 1. This isn't season 1, this is season 3. But when you're watching season 1, especially like the first episode especially, there's this overwhelming feeling of like, this could have been okay. And it's not. There's like a lot of potential in some of the things they do, and they did nothing. They did nothing. Shut up. Evidence that can be used to accuse Lo Shiwen must still be in this room. All contact leaves traces. The evidence is not non-existent, but instead undiscovered. All objects and all images settle in different locations sequentially. Seems something is missing from the table. What could be missing from the table? Handwritten manuscript. The thing that was missing from the table was Lope's manuscript. Ink on the inkstone has yet dried, and one of the calligraphy brushes has not dried out either. It indicates someone was writing at the desk last night. Could it have been Lope or Lo Shiwen, who was impersonating Lope? The manuscript should have been left at the scene, unless someone took it away. When was the manuscript taken away? I should have an impression of this matter. When investigating the desk, I felt strange. I need to grasp onto this feeling. Good luck, Nikki. That will be the case breaker, hidden inside my memory. Zoom. And we become ghosts. I remember it now. I saw a manuscript on the desk when I first awoke. That's why I felt odd during investigations. This means that the manuscript was taken after I woke. Someone concealed this clue during investigations. Who was it? Why would they do this? The most likely person would be the murderer. However, there are still other possibilities. Hello? Hello? Nikki left just before something very interesting happened. Hello? Are we getting a little bit multiple personalities in here? Or is this, what is this? Other possibilities. What's the probability of the emergence of other possibilities? Very low. Aside from the murderer, no one else on scene has the motive to conceal clues. So how do we treat these low probability events? We temporarily exclude them from our hypotheses. Like, it's a question of, like, if this is, like, a true, like, a very separate personality, or if this is a different, like, kind of aspect. Not yet, Cher. Sarah. I'm sorry. I've been listening to a podcast where one of the hosts goes by Cher, and my brain just melted out of my ears. But, like, I actually read an interesting, that's all right. I read an interesting post someone reblogged the other day, which did make a lot of sense. The idea that, like, singlets are a lot less usually, like, a lot less single and a little bit more plural than they realize. And so that's kind of where I'm going with this, where it's like, is this a separate additional personality, or is this just, like, kind of another aspect of his brain, or is something else going on? We don't know yet. I'm really busy right now. Could you go away? Me to myself sometimes, frankly. Like, can you knock it off? I'm trying to work. I'm helping you sort out your case, great detective. He's like, can you shut up? Assuming the murderer hid the manuscript, this manuscript must be very important to them. What could be written in the manuscript? Their motive? Key evidence? Last words? Or was the manuscript itself valuable? There are too many possibilities. This is the question you're supposed to be asking. Why would something he risked taking away in broad daylight be left behind that night? It had to be altered, right? No, that doesn't make sense. No, I was thinking in the wrong way.
I was thinking about it in the wrong way. Could it be that the manuscript was altered after the murderer left the scene?
比如
Lope didn't die right
罗佩
away.
没有立马
After he regained consciousness, he left a dying message? No, that's not it. Can't be. No traces of movement, exactly. If this were the case, there would be at least blood stains.
不要总是把
Don't
问题复杂
complicate the problem. The truth is often simple and instinctive.
为什么
Why
白天
would-
冒着风险也要拿走的东西，当天晚上却
They forgot it. That's so real!
难以置信，
Although it sounds unbelievable, the murderer forgot something when they left the scene. Like me?
遗忘了一些事情。
I could never get away with a crime because I'm just like so absent-minded. Like I would just leave evidence everywhere.
再次进入现场，
Upon returning, he recognized the manuscript's importance and took the risk of keeping it.
本案是凶
This
手
had to
杀
be
人
a premeditated murder, planned in advance to be able to achieve such coherency.
否则无法做到如此环环相扣。凶手又是个心思
The
缜密
murderer is a very meticulous person. They also reorganized the crime scene.
什么样
What
的
kind
事
of thing could they have forgotten?
真的每件
Are
事情
you
都是
sure that
计划
everything
之
went
中
according to the murderer's plan?
是的，
That's right. There was one thing the murderer could not have
凶手确
planned.
实无法
Me!
凶手计划
What
之
was
内
not part of the murderer's plan?
Me! Causing problems for
连
everyone.
罗世文自己都说，
Even Lo Shi-wen himself said that he could not possibly have known of my arrival.
I'm gonna have to tell Hannah about this game. Hannah's gonna go crazy for this shit. I'm gonna have to be like, Hannah, hate to say this, you have to watch the VOD.
但不管他
However, he actually designed a locked room and framed me for this crime.
我成为
The
这个
most
杀人计划的
unreasonable
一部
part of all this is that I became a part of
分
his
本身
murder
就是罪
plan.
恶。那如果
What if you hadn't appeared
你
then?
没有出现呢？
They would have another plan.
显然，
Evidently, the murderer had
凶手
another
还有另
murder
一个杀人计
plan,
划
which was his original
也
plan.
是他原。凶
The
手没有让
murderer's
我
plan
知
was
道
foiled by my surprise visit and insistence on meeting Lope.
得知我已
Realizing
被
I had never met Lope, the killer improvised and posed as him to frame me.
那么凶手原本的
So
计划
what was
是
the murderer's original plan?
Suicide. The things were hanging. It was hanging in the rafters, and he was writing something. And it was like, I've made a pact with death. I've inked a pact with death. So it was a suicide note. He forged a suicide note and was going to fake that his uncle had hung himself. I'm connecting the dots. They're being
在
connected.
密室中，
If I had not appeared, there would have only been Lope's corpse.
很显然，
Evidently, the murderer's
凶手原
original
本的计划
original
是让罗佩在密室中
Evidently,
杀
the
死自己
murderer's original plan was to make Lope kill himself in the locked room.
若原计
If
划
the
是伪
original
造自
plan
杀
was to falsify a suicide, then what could have been hidden? What could be hidden within the manuscript?
我知道了，
It's clear to me now. There must have been a suicide note left on the scene.
Bye bye.
沈先生，你再磨磨蹭蹭赖着不走，
Mr. Shen, if you keep dawdling around, I'm going to have to resort to violence.
且慢，
Hold on.
张知县，
Judge Chang, Officer Ma,
我已经
I'm
接
now
受凶手
aware of
的
all the
全部诡计
murderer's schemes.
我
I, Shen
沈
Chengping,
正平
promise to uncover the truth.
大人，
Judge Chang, there's no need to listen to his fabrications any longer.
看你如此
Seeing how much this
在意
bothers you, I actually would like to give Mr. Shen another chance.
Me as a judge, I hate to say it, but me, like, oh, this is pissing you off? Well, then I want to know more.
沈先生，
Mr. Shen, although I believe you are at the end of your rope, you may
觉
begin.
得你
我与罗世
Lo
文素不
Shi
相
Wa.
识，
What?
却能成为他密室杀人轨迹中
What
的
the
核心
fuck
人
did I just say?
是因为
Lo Shi Wen and I are complete strangers. Yet I became a crucial part of his scheme because...
罗世文临时改变了计划，
New music. Lo Shi Wen improvised his plan.
而他原本的计划
His original plan was to falsify Lord Pei's suicide.
Thanks, Afu.
原计划。
To falsify a suicide? Mr. Shen, do you have any evidence?
沈先生，
根据我的推理，凶手在离开现场时 不慎将一份伪造的遗书落在了屋内。
I believe the murderer accidentally left a forged suicide note here when he fled the scene.
哦，
Oh, there was such a thing.
It's really good.
沈先生，
Mr. Shen, how could you be so full of yourself at a time like
还在
this?
信口雌。你要是有什么遗书，就拿出来给大家看。
If you found a suicide note, take it out for everyone to see then.
若伪造遗书一事为真，本部立马将罗世文拿
If
下。
you really did forge some kind of suicide note, I'ma cuff Lo Shi
Wen in an instant. God damn, I suck at speaking right now. I'm so sorry.
Officer Ma, may I ask you a question?
Sorry, I need to stand. I can't keep sitting.
Go on then.
我初醒来时，曾见
Oh
到书
God,
桌
I'm so
上
sorry.
铺着一张纸
When I first awoke, I remember seeing a piece of paper on the desk. Did you see it?
你这
Now
一
that you
说，
mention it, I think there was.
不过
But then again, I don't remember that clearly either.
马捕头曾反复强调，
Officer Ma, you have repeatedly stressed that no one is allowed to tamper with the crime scene.
然而在调查时
However, during the investigation,
凶手就是
the
在人的
murderer
眼
secretly
皮
hid
子
the
底下
note under your nose.
我们一起
Let
来
us
搜查
search the
这
room
个件
again and find the suicide note.
沈先生，我劝你不要
Mr.
再
Shen, I advise you to stop stalling for time.
你别
Your ability to make up stories is even better than us novelists.
沈先
Mr.
生，
Shen, I've already heard a handful of deductions today.
你的分析
Although your
虽然
deductions
听着都
sound
挺有
quite
道理
reasonable, after all, they are just one-sided statements.
本官
I
断
need to
案
see
还是需要看到
I need to see
实
solid
打
evidence
实
to
的
settle this case.
张大
Judge
人
Chang
明
is
察
so
秋毫
Perspicacious. I don't think I said that word right.
你既然
Since
主
you
张
claim
屋
that there
内
is a
有
suicide
伪造
note, you
的
have
遗书
the obligation to find it.
本官
I
再
will
给
give you
你
one
最
last
后一
chance
次
to
机
point
会
out
指
where
出
exactly that suicide note
你
you
说
speak
的
of
遗
is.
书
Judge Chang, there's not a big difference between one chance or two chances, perhaps.
在最
Me
后
one
给一
last
次机
chance.
会
That is what Mr. Shen said himself
这是谁？
just now.
Fair.
感谢
Alright,
张
I
志
can
新
sit again.
I'm grateful, Judge Chang. One chance is more than enough.
Is it literally just in his hand? Has he just been holding it the whole time?
There's no evidence like that at all.
那么
So, Mr. Shen, please point it out.
先生，咱们只有一次机会。
Mr. Shen, we only have one chance left. What are we gonna do?
到了这个时
At
候，
times like this, there's no choice but to take a gamble.
Do we literally think it's in his hand? Might as well. It's absurd. The suicide note is hidden right here. Where?
当然是藏在你
Evidently,
身
it is
上
hidden on your person. You lie.
我和马捕头
Officer
分别
Ma and
搜
I
索
both searched inside and outside the house, but no note was found.
那封伪造
I love his hat. The only possibility is that the forged suicide note is on your person.
Literally, I gotta bluff. Judge Chang, does Shen Chongping want to search my body without any clear evidence? I'm a scholar of Guai Mao Year. I don't kneel before officials. I don't think I said that right. Privileges of cultivated talents. A scholar who has passed the county level imperial examination is known as cultivated talent. Compared to the general public, they have certain privileges. 1. Cultivated talents were able to write a letter of request when they needed to report on something to local authorities, whilst general public could only write a petition. 2. When facing a magistrate, cultivated talents folded their hands in front and bowed as a courtesy instead of kneeling. Local authorities were not allowed to punish them at will. 3. The general public could not address cultivated talents by their names and had to greet them as my lord. The front door of a cultivated talent's house was 3 inches taller than others. Interesting. 4. Cultivated talents were exempted from partial taxes as well as statute labor. Whatever.
Well,
如果要我说
if
的
it
更
is
清楚
necessary
一些
to make myself more clear,
那就
this
是
is the
这样
exact location.
I think this is...
What? That? How could that possibly be hidden on me?
看你的表
The
情，
manuscript missing should be the book that you have been holding this entire
就
time.
是伪造的遗
The
书
forged
一定也
suicide
藏
note
在
must
里
be
面
hidden within it. No, that's not.
马捕头
Officer Ma, take the book for examination.
He just eats it. He eats it.
Lord Shi Wen, stay where you are and don't you dare move. Hand over the book. You, what? Don't come near me.
小子，
You punk, stop eating the books! I was joking! Stop that! I was kidding! Huh. Lord, look. There actually was a piece of paper folded in here.
I was kidding about him eating it.
我曾于死
I
亡
inked a path.
前
Again, still a banger line.
候他的到来
I inked a path with death, awaited his arrival patiently. Tonight he finally knocked on my door.
烦请侄儿世
I
人
trouble my last of
处理我
kin,
身后
Lo
之
Shi
事
Wen, to handle my
一
affairs.
切从
Please keep
简
matters simple.
沈先生
Inaccurate
料事如
foretelling,
神
Mr. Shen.
还真是
This is
一
indeed
张
a
遗书
suicide note. He was just holding it. Lo Shi Wen, you ungrateful little bastard. Master Lo treated you with love and care. How could you do something like this to him? I'm gonna sharpen my sword with the head of yours if it's the last thing I do. That's nonsense. He's the one who let me down.
罗世文，
Lo Shi Wen, are you admitting that you killed Lo Pai?
Lo Pei. Sorry, I'm messaging Haley. Anyway, so yes, we did that.
Slander. Lies. No, it wasn't me.
博士文
Lo Shi Wei.
无论
I
你和
said that
罗
wrong.
佩之
Lo
间
Shi
有
Wen.
何
No
恩
matter
怨
the circumstances, murder
都
was
不
not
该
an
动杀
option.
人之心
Nor was framing the innocent.
沈先
Mr.
生
Shen, could you recall the sequence of events in this entire case for
秉
me?
正大人
Sure. The initial plan was to drug Lo Pei and use the
其实
ribbon
是
in the
迷晕
wardrobe
了
to kill him.
然后利
By
用
using the
人
door
山
latch, he could create an
制造
illusion of Lo
他在
Pei
密闭
hanging
的
himself
房
in
间
the
内
locked
胜
room.
不料
However, during his
在
act
他
of
行凶的
murder,
过
I
程中
arrived unexpectedly.
我突然到访
I
并坚持要
insisting
见
on a meeting with Lo Pei. Yeah, which was really weird of you.
因此
Therefore, his only option was to improvise his plan and frame Shen for the murder.
在我晕倒
Lord Shi Wen drugged me, killed Lo Pei, and framed me by placing the dagger in my hand.
又然后按
He
原计划
thereupon
弄到
broke the
女
door
生
latch according to the
伪造密
original
室
plan to create a locked room,
却不知天网恢
not
恢
knowing that
疏而
justice
不漏
has long arms.
And strong legs.
在现
How
实
could
中杀人
murder, in reality, be the same as the imagination of committing crimes in novels?
死者胸
The
口被
deceased
刺后
bled
流了很
profusely,
多
and
血
it also took longer than he
完成
expected to
布置
set
所
this
花费的时
up
间
the
他
scene,
忙中出
and he
乱
was in a hurry. There were
留下了
many
许多
loopholes.
漏洞
Loopholes? What loopholes?
在弄断门
When he
栓时
broke the door latch, he did not
How many
notice the
do we
wood
got
chip
from
that flew into his sleeves.
That makes way more sense than it flying all the way across the room.
He had no time to reorganize the wardrobe and simply stuffed the ribbon into the clothes pile.
再讲
不料
Without notice, the wood chip slipped out from his sleeves and was left in the locked wardrobe.
最致
The most fatal one was that he actually forgot to take the suicide note with him. So we took away the manuscript from the table and hid the note in it.
我说的没
Am I
错
mistaken, Lo Shi Wen? You are the culprit who murdered Lo Pei. No. None of you truly understand. That's mine. It belongs to me. All of this is mine.
Oh, he was the writer.
How could this? How could I? No way.
Pass out. Yes!
这小子
Look at this
竟然
punk.
直接
He
晕
just
了
fainted.
沈先生
Mr. Shen, your performance has impressed me deeply. Even though you annoyed me greatly. Not only were you able to clear your name, you also uncovered the culprit.
Thumbs up!
Extraordinary.
不过
However, I still have a glimmer of doubt.
大人请讲
Pray tell, Your Honor.
我刚
The handwriting in the suicide note in Lo Pei's manuscript is strikingly similar.
罗世
Lo
文
Shi
尚未
Wan,
承认罪行
Wen has not confessed and his motive is not clear. This case faces many variables.
如果想要此
In
案
order for
成为
this to become an
铁案
ironclad case, more evidence needs to be found. Am I correct?
哦对对
Yes, that's right. What do you reckon, Mr. Shen?
罗世
Lo
文
Shi
讲
Wen
罗
wore
佩
Lo
时
Pei's coat when he was impersonating him. And that coat is missing.
应该
He
是在罗
probably
世
took
文
the
第一
coat
次
when
离
he
开
first
现场
left the
时
scene.
被他
He
带
must
走
have a compelling reason.
哦
Oh, what reason is that?
我
I
猜
suspect it was stained with the
罗
victim's
世文是
blood. The drugged rice cakes as well. Lo Shiwen must have taken them away. He didn't have much time to deal with these items, so they could still be hidden somewhere. Well, Officer Ma, what do you reckon? If we find out Lo Shiwen was hiding in a bloodstained coat, then the case is closed. I'll send people out to search for it right away.
Bye.
Well, what's left of this matter is all procedural. You have suffered injustice today, Mr. Shen. Let's leave this place together.
We did it! We solved it! We solved a case in one night. Be proud of us. The detective's first successful case. Unexpected misfortune.
Shen, you don't seem particularly happy even though this case is closed. Is it because you still haven't figured out the motive?
I figured it out, bestie. It's fine.
Don't worry about it. We'll just go and ask Lo Shiwen after he wakes up. Afu, do you still remember the reason why I came to visit Lo Pei? For the investigation of the unsolved case of Shen's brother in London 3 years ago? You said that Lo Pei's novel was related to the unsolved case on your brother.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Due to the particularity of the location of the crime, Scotland Yard ordered secrecy, including me. Perhaps no more than 5 people have been exposed to the details of this case.
Damn.
Recently, I stumbled upon a new detective fiction published in the Shanghai News. Is it the Confined Room Mystery written by Lo Pei? That is correct. A novelist living in rural Henan could not have possibly have connections to the London case. I don't know if I said that right. What was eerie about this matter was... They were identical? Shen, could it be that... The details of the crimes written in Lo Pei's novel are exactly the same as the case? I knew it! I knew it from the beginning. Now that Lo Pei's dead, we've lost another lead. Our only hope is Lo Shiwen. Perhaps he will know of something, but he's still unconscious. If that's the case, why don't we... Go grab some breakfast, Shen! Lo Shiwen is gonna end up dead or something. They're not gonna be able to find stuff out for him, I bet. Let me tell you something, Shen. I walked past this food stall earlier. The fermented bean curd they were selling smelled really yummy. Case number 1, closed. A few hours later. The air outside is indeed much better. Shen, let's go and have some sweet fried dough twists. Me! Didn't you just promise Judge Chang to help him find the coat? Since Afu is willing to help, it is certain we will soon find Lo Pei's coat. Officer Ma, you needn't arrange for soldiers to search anymore.
You probably still should. Okay. I just want to find a reason to go out for a walk.
We waited in the court all morning. Lo Shiwen still hasn't awakened. It's really boring. If the judge asks, how will you explain yourself?
Well, I count on you, Shen.
I didn't agree to help.
Good luck.
I suddenly lost the mood to look for delicious food. Are you coming or not?
Where?
Lo Shiwen's house. It was his first crime. There might be clues.
Shen, you come up with a direction so clearly. My brain is like, we've got to be almost done. But, like, I don't know if that counted as the end of the case. I mean, I guess it technically did. Master Lo was murdered. His nephew's the murderer. This is the courtroom. There will be no admittance. Okay. Oh, there's a circle drawn on this paper, and there are also many words written on it. Great. Oh, okay, great. This seems to be a pass list of candidates examination. I'm not sure why it's here, though. Wow, all these people on the list are scholars? The candidates examination is divided into county level, prefectural levels, and the academic level. Academy level. What? This list is for the county level examination. But what, Shen? Nothing. This is going to be the last thing we read, and then we're going to bed. The candidate examination, or Tongxi, is the primary level examination of the imperial examination system. It consists of 3 levels of examination: county, prefecture, and academy. After each examination, the examinee's number is announced in the form of a circle. The first examinee's number is raised by 1 character and located at the highest point of the circle center. Other numbers are arranged counterclockwise. The center of the circle is written with a red character, which has a long vertical line and a short horizontal line, with like the beginning of the character, which means auspicious. Great. So we're gonna save. I have a huge knot in my hair. Great. Save. Thank you all for hanging out. So on Monday we are going back to what is it? AI Somnium Files Nirvana Initiative. Such a long goddamn title. And so we'll be back to that. And I don't know when we'll play this one again. It depends on... It's probably going to be my Friday game when Ronnie's not here. So I just wanted to finish up the first section so we didn't forget anything major mid-investigation. But yeah, thank you all for coming. I had a lot of fun. I really enjoy this. But I'm going to go to bed. And I have work to do this weekend. So yeah. But thank you all. I'll talk to you all later. Have a good weekend. Drink some water. Get some sleep. And yeah. Goodbye.